Okay, this is Unit 2, Lesson 5, Introduction to Animals. I'm on page 138 in your text. The essential question for this lesson are, what are animals? By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain what characteristics define animals and describe some different kinds of animals. So what characteristics do animals share? On page 140 in your text. All animals are multicellular organisms, which means they are made up of many cells. Animal cells are eukaryotic, so they contain a nucleus. In animals, all of the cells work together to perform like functions of the animal. The cells of multicellular organisms develop into different kinds of cells. This process is called differentiation or cell differentiation. Some cells may become skin cells and others may become gut cells. Each type of cell has a special function in an organism. Animals move in various ways. Some move to find shelter, food, and mates, while others move during only part of their life cycle. Most animals use sexual reproduction, in which a male sex cell, the sperm, fertilizes a female sex cell, the egg. The fertilized sex cell, or zygote, divides many times to form an embryo. Some animals, such as hydras and sponges, can reproduce asexually. Offspring of asexual reproduction are genetically identical to their parent. Animals cannot produce their own food, so they're consumers. A consumer is an animal that eats other organisms such as plants, herbivores, animals, carnivores, or both, omnivores, for energy. All animals need to maintain their bodies within a specific range of temperatures. Birds and mammals maintain their own body temperatures by using some of the energy released by chemical reactions. Other animals rely on the environment to maintain their body temperature. So what groups make up the diversity of animals? On page 142 in your text. Animals are the most physically diverse kingdom of organisms. Animals can be categorized by symmetry or by body plan. Some animals, such as sponges, are asymmetrical, meaning you cannot draw a straight line to divide a sponge into equal parts. Animals like the sea anemone on the left have a radial body plan, organized like the spokes of a wheel. Notice the spokes. Some animals have bilateral symmetry with two mirror side images. Animals can also be characterized by internal traits, such as whether or not they have a backbone. An invertebrate is an animal without a backbone. Invertebrates do not have bones, but some have a hard external covering which supports the body, called an exoskeleton. Exo meaning external. Asexual reproduction is common in invertebrates. Two special kinds of invertebrates are tunicates and lancelets, which share some characteristics with vertebrates. Tunicates, such as sea squirts, are small sac-shaped animals. Lancelets are small fish-shaped animals. Tunicates and lancelets, along with vertebrates, are part of a group of animals called chordates. Animals with backbones are vertebrates. The backbone is part of an endoskeleton, or inside the organism. This is an internal skeleton that supports an animal's body. The backbone is made up of bones called vertebrae that protect part of a nervous system. A vertebrae also has a brain case, or skull, that protects its brain. Almost all vertebrates reproduce sexually. In a few species, a female's egg can develop into an individual without being fertilized. So what are some different kinds of invertebrates? On page 144, there's a huge tree image in your book that shows all of the different kinds of invertebrates that I'm going to review. Most animal species are invertebrates. A vast diversity of animals make up this group. We have the Echinodermata, Chordata, Arthropoda, Annelida, and Mollusca. Cnidarians, live in oceans and have two body forms, a polyp, like a sea anemone, or medusa, like a jellyfish. Porifera includes sponges with specialized cells that connect jelly-like material. They live on the ocean floor and filter food particles from water. Arthropoda includes animals that live on land and in water with jointed appendages and an exoskeleton that protects them from predators. Mollusca live in water or on land and have soft bodies. Many, such as snails and clams, have a protective outer shell and a muscular foot. Nematoda are roundworms that live in freshwater soil or other animals. Many of these animals, such as hookworms, are parasites. So what are some different kinds of vertebrates? If you turn on to 146 and 147 in your book, you'll see the vertebrate chordates animal tree on that page. Vertebrates are divided into 5 main groups. We have fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Vertebrates live in water, on land, or both. They can eat plants, animals, or both. Both DNA and body form and structure are used to classify vertebrates. Amphibians live on land and in water. Most have 4 limbs and live near freshwater because the eggs and larvae need water to survive. Amphibians have thin skins that must be kept moist. Frogs, toads, and salamanders are examples of amphibians. Reptiles have bodies covered with scales or plates and reproduce by laying eggs. Reptiles can live nearly anywhere on land because they can lay eggs out of water. The eggs are protected by membranes and a shell. Examples include turtles, snakes, lizards, and crocodiles. Birds have hollow bones, wings, and feathers. They lay eggs, which they sit on to keep warm. Most birds can fly. A few, such as penguins, cannot. Mammals have hair, a jaw, and 3 middle ear bones, and they produce milk. Monotremes are mammals that lay eggs with shells. Marsupials have embryos that develop in a pouch. Placental mammals, such as wolves, beavers, and sloths, have embryos develop inside of their bodies. Fish live in water. Cartilaginous fish, such as sharks and stingrays, have a skeleton made up of flexible cartilage. Most fish are bony. Some fish reproduce by laying eggs. Other fish have embryos that develop inside the female.